This is Firefighter Swaim, High Points 2 truck. Prior to the startup of the air truck, you're going to want to make sure all the compartments are secure and that the vehicle is ready for travel. When you've secured all the compartments, you're going to want to turn the master switch on. Switch the key to the on position. Let the vehicle cycle through before you turn it to the start position. So you'll see here right to the right, we have our control panel. We have our master warning switch to activate the lights. We have a left scene light, a rear scene light, and a right scene light switch. Below these, we have an engine fan switch and a PTO engage switch. Both of these switches need to be on prior to the operation of the air truck compressor. When you arrive on scene before operation of the air truck compressor, you want to make sure the truck transmission is in neutral and the parking brake is set. Also, before exiting the vehicle, you'd want to turn on your engine fan and your PTO switch. And also make sure any lights that you may need are on. Your headsets for communication while in operation are hanging on the hooks behind the driver's and passenger seat. These are wireless headsets. Disconnect them from the battery cable and you turn the headset on with the black knob here that also adjusts your volume. The red button is your transmit button. If you have a solid green light, the headset's paired to the system. If the headset's not paired, all we do is go to the wireless base, hold the pair button for approximately 6 seconds until all the lights start blinking. And then what you want to do is make sure the unpaired headset is turned off, hold the transmit button, and turn the headset on. And this puts the headset in pairing mode. And the headsets are paired. Here you'll see we have a standard functioning radio. Next we have a logbook. When the air truck is taken out of the station for an incident or any kind of operation, the operation needs to be logged in the logbook. After you've exited the vehicle, make sure we set our wheel chocks out. They're located in this first belly compartment in front of the wheels. After you've done that, and before operation of the compressor, you want to make sure every compartment door is open. Located in the rear of the air truck, there's an air cylinder logbook. Any cylinders filled on the air truck need to be logged in this book with the appropriate company, the number of the cylinder filled, the date, field, and your initials.
Alright, once we've engaged the PTO and the engine fan and came around and opened up all the doors, we're ready to come back here and start filling bottles. One thing you do want to look at, we do have a breaker panel, dust control, the cord reel, light tower, and the air compressor. So we just need to make sure that those breakers are switched on, and just take note that we have somewhere around 60 hertz of power going to the generator. It's pretty easy. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here. It says press F2 to begin. So you press and then you hit operate. Alright, after you hit operate, it gives you a control mode to pick. You want to do the auto function. Alright, press start. Alright, And every time we turn it on, we always want to hit the purge button. All right, it says CO levels are good. This flow meter, you see it's mostly green right now. We wanted to get it to where it's 50-50. So we're gonna adjust this knob to get it as close to 50-50 as we can. You can only adjust this whenever the compressor is running. If the compressor's not running, you're just filling from storage. This is just a flow meter for the compressor. It's pretty much like every Cascade system we have. Whenever we're filling these bottles, remember we don't have to turn these bottles on. You can just hook them straight up. If you're gonna fill one bottle, just make sure that whichever port you're not using, the cap is secure. Before we start filling and set our pressure, we want to make sure that these fill port caps are secure, and we also want to make sure the bleeder is shut, because once you start putting pressure on the system, it'll start releasing air on the back side if those caps aren't secure and the fill port isn't shut. You can see right here we have a lever right here. This unlocks or locks the door. So always make sure that it's locked if you're not wanting to, if you're not having to turn the turntable. We're going to come here to the field control. We want to open it all the way. Now we're going to start turning our regulator clockwise until we start feeling some resistance. Right here's your gauge. Alright, for filling our SCBA bottles, we all know they're 5,500 bottles, so we need to set our regulator to around 56, 5650. That'll give us a little bit of leeway whenever it comes time if we're hot filling these bottles. Once we've done all this, we're ready to unlock it, turn it, lock it back, and when we lock it back, it automatically starts filling. If we're filling multiple bottles now, we can go ahead and start hooking up more bottles again, make sure our bleeders are closed. When you're bringing bottles to be filled, just like on the fire trucks, a lot of guys turn the bottles around backwards, so you know that if the valve is sticking out, that means it's a good bottle. If the valve is into the fill station, that means it needs to be filled. Don't just sit them back here in the back where they roll around, get messed up, we're tripping over them. That makes everything go a whole lot smoother. My bottle's filled. I'll unlock. Spin it back around. If I have other bottles to fill, if I've already put bottles on the other side, when I spin it back around, I lock it back and start spilling the other two bottles that I've hooked up. Come here, bleed the pressure off. Make sure you close the bleeder valve. Cap the threads back. Now it's a good bottle. Goes in just like that. We're all done filling bottles. Make sure we put all of our ports back in place. All right, after we're done filling bottles, the compressor will kick on automatically whenever it gets the storage tanks get low. So now we have to wait for the storage tanks to refill from the compressor. Once the storage is full, the compressor will go into an automatic cool down mode. It'll say automatic mode, cool down in process. Once it goes through its cool down process, then we can shut everything down. But we have to wait for that cool down process to happen. After the cool down process is complete, we close our fill valve. Bleed our pressure off our regulator. Open up this bleeder valve. Lock the door. That'll cause all the pressure to be expelled off the discharge side of the compressor. Everything's good to be shut down. We just need to make sure that we put everything back. Make sure everything's secure in the back of the air truck. Also need to ensure that all the bottles are accounted for. All right, so now we can shut all of our doors. Come back up here. Turn the engine fan off. Disengage the PTO. We also need to be able to make sure that we put our headsets back on the charger whenever we're done.
This has been another No 4-Day production. My God, boy, get back to work now.